I have something for you to meditate on. Okay, let's take this subject. It may apply to you and may not. But if you look around you, you will see that it's something that's happening around the world, around your neighborhood. And I say we all are a part of it. So we may not be personally a part of it, but if it's in our neighborhood, in our environment, we are subject to being exposed to it, then we are a part of it. It is mental illness. Mentally ill people are all around. Why are they mentally ill? They weren't born mentally ill. They developed it sometimes at a later age in life. You can develop a mental illness at any given age. Mainly, it starts probably in a teenage year. It can be adolescence, beginning of adolescence, but normally it's not until 16, 17, or 18 years old, unless you have parents that have been diagnosed with a mental illness. But anyway, let's talk about it itself and how you can pray for people with an illness, your family member, people on the streets, people you've heard about, etc. First of all, my kingdom is not of this world. So when you talk about a mental illness, you're talking about the fact that things are happening in the human arena that you have no control over. And it is because people have not yet discovered who God is. So let's address this briefly. Mental illness is just as an illusion, a hypnotism, as the sky, the sun on top of the sky, or the water without the end. It's just an illusion and it's not true. Now you say, what? Yes, it is. In my kingdom, it's not true. In this world, it appears to be true. But if you take time to acknowledge that God is the only power, and in God there is no disease, no disharmony, and you turn within to the inner kingdom, knowing that within you there's no problems, you can actually allow your spirit within you that isn't everybody else connect to it, not in a way of connecting, reaching out to connect, but when you go within, you're connecting to the one and only spirit. So as you develop your consciousness of that oneness and the truth that God is the only power, and in the presence of God is harmony and peace, no disease can live in the presence of God, then there is a solution. Okay, so you say, how do we do that? That's kind of weird, isn't it? Of course it can be kind of weird, because when you look around you, these people are constantly coming up. You have mental illness here, there, and everywhere. And there's a reason for it, because if you weren't born with it, it had to develop for some reason, just like any disease. I mean, think about it. There are diseases that were diagnosed as incurable and a person was cured. There are people walking around with different illnesses, but yet are living harmonious lives. So disease have no power. It has no law to sustain it. On a human level, yes, it does, because humanly we have no idea of how to cure it. Spiritually, it doesn't exist. So what I'm saying is this: when you meditate and you understand the nature of God as being whole, complete, and perfect and harmonious, when you go with that understanding, appearance does not matter. What appears to be true out here is not true within, and what's within is the truth. So, in other words, when Jesus the Christ said to the man that was lame, take up your body and walk, he basically was saying, listen, you need to find out, you need to discover that you are spirit and you have no handicaps here. You are not to be hindered by what you think is true, by what's on the outside. So believe that that spirit in you is whole, complete, and perfect, and go within to connect with that spirit. Slowly but surely, as you work on this and connect daily, without a doubt, harmony, peace, perfection will eventually manifest. Now you say, well, why can't it manifest immediately? Because there are layers of consciousness. And it takes time to really be able to connect the spirit. Some people may connect immediately. Some people may really believe that the power within is always here and is the only law, or that God within is perfect. My body is the temple of God, so my body is perfect. And so you continue to practice meditation by going within, and then the end will be the result. Remember, problem, solution. So the problem is you believe you have an illness and it exists on the outside. That mental illness for anyone, it exists on the outside. But when you go within, there's no illnesses. Take, for instance, a person that may have a broken leg. When they're within themselves, they can be running around, jumping around, etc. But then when they look at it from the outside perspective, they are limping, they can't walk. I mean, I don't want to talk about serious illnesses because I don't believe that God would create a disease or illness for his children. So if you settle down and focus on going within to make that connection, you will prevail. It does take time, but it's possible. This is called self-treatment, right? This is called self-treatment. You are treating yourself to the truth that God is perfect. Your body is the temple of God, and in the presence of God is fullness of life and perfection and harmony. Your body is harmoniously one with God. Just take time to do it. Try it. Try that meditation. Repeat after me. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Breathe in really deeply. You can do 2 or 3 deep breaths or more. Pause the video, and just do your deep breathing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do as many as you want. Breathing is so great for your body anyway. It helps to cleanse the cells, the organs, and rejuvenate you. So do that. After you do your breathing, do some affirmations. I am healthy. I am whole. I am wonderful. I feel terrific. I am great. I can do this. I can do all things through the spirit within me. I love myself. I am special. I can run a race. I can jump up and down. I am perfect. Now, these words are just for your sake because God doesn't need those words. You need them to motivate and encourage yourself to feel great and to believe that you are. Now, next step is visualize yourself doing the things that you just said you can do. Happy, smiling, feeling great. Do the things you said you were able to do. You have to actually do this in your visualization, okay? So jump up and down, run around, act normally, talk intelligently, feel fantastic about communicating intelligently, or feel fantastic about communicating with anyone in your family or on the street intelligently. They appear to have issues, but if you know that there's no issues in the presence of God, then you're on your way. So we're solving this problem, right? After all of that, I want you to let it all go. Tune within and listen for the Spirit to speak to you. How do you do that? Yeah, thoughts are going to come because they want to distract you. They don't want you to be in tune with your spirit. The human arena is always like that. You know, it's like crucifixion of the Christ. They try to kill the Christ spirit, so they destroy the body. Yeah, the body, you can get your body again. Believe me. In the spirit, there's no death. Okay, but that's a different subject. So remember, the thoughts are going to come and they will try to distract you. Don't let them distract you because you're not going to entertain them. You're basically going to say, nothing, or get thee behind me. Thoughts, you have no power over me. I am not thinking right now. I'm listening. I'm listening for the still small voice, for the voice of God. You can call God consciousness, universal consciousness, the Christ mind, the Buddha mind, the enlightened one, whatever you want to call it. It is the spirit within you that you are making your connection to. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. Listen, ask God to reveal itself to you, speak to you. Speak, God, I'm listening. Close your eyes and pray. Speak to me. Let me feel your presence. Let thy will be done on earth as it is within me. Because I know in your presence is fullness of life. It's perfection, it's harmony, it's abundance, it's love, it's kindness, it's joy, it's happiness. It's peace. Only in your presence, because nothing outside have any power over your presence. As a matter of fact, I know you are the only power. You know everything, and you're always with me. Speak, Father God. I'm listening. And just listen. If you find yourself being distracted, go back to speak, God. I'm listening. Let me feel your presence. Let me hear your voice. Now let's listen.